Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 7. Hear, O ye children, the discipline of the mouth. He that keepeth it shall never be taken in his lips. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. So you have, these two Jakes that you see on the screen right here. A brother and a sister who was put in the spirit world because this Jake with the hoodie on, he got an emotional spirit and he wound up being rash with his mouth. What kills me is that Jake, male Jakes, especially Jake that's of the world, they're very emotional. They can't hold their tongue. Everything they think has to be said, right? And this cost not only him, but his sister's life as well, man. As I'm gonna show you the clip. Now I got this from the brother GMS Dedication. The brother puts out all edification, videos, and if you can subscribe to him. So let me read that again. This is Sirach chapter 23 verse 7. It says, "Hear, O ye children, the discipline of thy mouth. He that keepeth it shall never be taken in his lips," because there are a lot of people that are in the grave because of the way their mouth is, man. They have this trend where Jake wants to see who can be the most disrespectful with their mouth, man. They was pretty much he was speaking on, some dude he had problems with. He was speaking on his deceased baby and his deceased mother. That's two things you really don't play with when it comes to Jake, his kids and his mother, man. Right? So it says, verse 8, it said, "The sinner shall be left in his foolishness. Both the evil speaker and the proud shall fall thereby," man. Right? Because Jake is very proud, and he's an evil speaker in this society, man. The whole rap culture, the trap music, the diss battles and things of that sort. What's that thing? The rap battle, whatever it is, man. They be very disrespectful, and people have gotten killed over that. People have gotten pretty much beat to death because of their mouth, man. So Jake is in that type of spirit. So let's play this. Yahweh Shem Al Shah willing, the elect be edified. Check it out.
Give a fuck about that nigga brothers, mamas, nobody, nigga. He shouldn't have been talking shit, nigga. So I'm a troll all day. And if y'all feel some type of way, come get trolled on too, nigga. Or y'all can get beat on, nigga. Like I said, fuck his dead baby. Fuck his dead ass mama. That bitch ashes like on the tip of this blunt. or that bitch a bag of bones? Which one? Nah. And I said it. And fuck that dead ass baby too. Nah. Call Riri. Tell her to make sure they open. I'm not playing. I'm gonna get fresh as hell today with this nigga dead ass mama on my clothes, nigga. Keep playing, I'm gonna go get her name airbrushed on me some white lows, nigga. I'm not playing. And I'm coming with the Pusaisi mask on. Tell them set up a boxing match. And whoever else feels some type of way. Ty, I don't give a fuck about that brother, that nigga brother, none of them. Nigga, my brother in jail, nigga. I don't give a fuck about that nigga brother. What they gonna do? Nothing. I'm still gonna be outside, still in the hood. Nobody ain't gonna do.
So you see what type of spirit Jake is in, man. Jake is in that emotional, you know, demonic spirit, man, where he got to say everything out of his mouth that he's thinking, man. Right? Since when is it? You know, back in the days when two people had issues, man, they would handle it, you know, face to face. They wouldn't, you know, pretty much what's the word? They wouldn't troll somebody, you know, on social media, because back then there wasn't really no social media or whatever. But you know, Jake knew how to handle it, man. Jake wouldn't get at you if you was with your mother or your family or your kids. But now Jake just don't give a damn, man. He don't care if your kids are deceased. He don't care if your mother's deceased. He disrespectful all the way around. So, you know, this was only a matter of time, man.
Nothing.
Tonight, a family is planning not one, but two funerals for two siblings killed in what appears to be a targeted attack in Detroit. Thank you for joining us at 6. I'm Mike Duffy. And even more heartbreaking, a baby found alive at the scene will now have to grow up without his mother. We first brought you this double shooting on McKinney Street as breaking news last night at 6. Well, now, 24 hours later, 7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham is following up with the victim's family and learning.
And them niggas in Detroit is something else, man. You know, Detroit, Tennessee, St. Louis. You know, Jake out there is very barbaric. You know, they don't give a damn, man. You can't even look at them too long. They're ready to put you in the spirit world.
Why it may have been a case of wrong place, wrong time.
The victims gunned down here on McKinley Street in broad daylight have been identified by family as Ray and Takoria Rita Johnson. For their cousin, Tonia Brown, the loss is immeasurable.
That girl was like my sister. We were together every day. Like, you see her face, you see mine. She was a good spirit. She'd help anybody. She'd get her clothes off her back.
Tonia Brown says she was headed to meet her cousin, 27-year-old Rita Johnson, on Wednesday afternoon when her grandmother called, asking about rumors of a shooting. Moments later, she saw footage of Rita's car on the news.
I didn't know what to think. Like, I was just on the phone with her and telling her I was just about to come meet her in like 10 to 15 minutes to get ready for a ride out that we were having today.
In a cruel twist of fate, Rita and her brother, 33-year-old Ray Johnson, were preparing to gather the very next day for a balloon release, marking nearly 4 years since a friend died in a car crash. Now they are being mourned. Police believe the shooting was targeted. The siblings were in separate vehicles outside of a relative's home on McKinney Street, and the suspect was on foot. That's all investigators are saying at this point. Brown believes the incident stemmed from a public feud online, a feud that Rita had no part of.
What was this about?
I'm not really for sure. I just know that it was some media stuff going on. And
Social media?
yeah, I hope this is a lesson to everybody in the world.
Would you say Rita was caught in the middle?
Yes, definitely was. She should have never even been here, just, wrong place at the wrong time.
But amid the horror, a miracle.
And that's not is not wrong place at the wrong time. See, what Jake don't understand is that the Lord, nobody's innocent, man. So this judgment went out the way it was supposed to go out. Jake down here in the world, he can't understand the judgment of the Heavenly Father. You know, both of them was more than likely wicked as hell, man. You know, but you'll never hear how wicked they were. Everything is, you know, he was a great soul. She was a good soul. They loved you. They loved everybody. They loved their family, their kids. They would give you the shirt off their back. You know, they would say all manner of good about them. Nothing bad would come out their mouth. They'll just, you know, pass it off as, you know, how we are. And, you know, we had little feuds here and there, but it was, you know, that's how Jake always throw it off, you know? Salakia, 1 second. Yeah, Salakia. So let me get this real quick. This is Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 6. It says, he that can rule his tongue shall live without strife. So a person that can control his tongue, not say everything he's thinking, be respectful, even if, you know, somebody is being rash with theirs, right? The Lord said, he shall live without strife. And he that hateth Babylon, meaning always running their mouth, shall have less evil. So somebody that's, you know, pretty much quiet with their mouth, knows how to be respectable regardless of the situation, he'll have less evil, right? But let's go to another aspect. This is Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 23. No, Salakia. Let's get 18 and 21. Proverbs 18:21. It says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof, man. So death can bring, you know, the power of the tongue can bring life or death, man. It can bring death to your door, and it can bring life into you, man. Right? Regardless of, depending on how you speak, that can cost you your life, and it can have you have a longer life, right? It can cause you to get put to death, man. Right? So you just got to be mindful of what you say. Mindful of what you say, man. Because, you know, we living in the times where the littlest thing tick Jake off, and next thing you know, you in the spirit world.
Police say Rita's 1-month-old baby boy was in the back seat of the vehicle during the rain of bullets. He was physically unharmed.
And her baby was in the car. Like, you have no empathy, no sympathy at all.
How is the baby doing?
He's fine. By the grace of God, God protected him, and he's here, he's living. Now we have to raise this child and let him know that his mother was a wonderful woman.
Investigators do not have a suspect description yet, but they are scouring neighborhood surveillance cameras for leads as the hunt continues for Ray and Rita's killer.
What is your message to the person who did this?
Justice will be brought, and I hope you think about what you did.
Yeah, man. That's what it is. And Jake think this is a game, man. Jake think it's a game. But it's not a game because Jake is on edge out here, man. So that should be my last one. This is Proverbs 13:3. It says, "He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction," man. And not only destruction came to him, but it came to his sister. So watch what you say out here, man. Because people will put you to death on the spot. So I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. To the next lesson. Shalom.